Hi, my name is Soumya Khanna and I'm from Duluth, Georgia, which is a suburb of Atlanta. I chose UAB because of MSAP, which is the Early Medical School Acceptance Program.
My name is Gregory Pence. No relation to Mike Pence. I have a PhD in philosophy and taught for 34 years in the medical school and now directing MSAP. It's a conditional acceptance to medical school based on continuing to do well as an undergraduate.
So currently I see myself becoming a physician. I don't exactly know what specialty yet, but I do know that I want to be in the medical field. But it wasn't always like that. I did, when I was younger, want to be a marine biologist just because I thought marine biologists swam with dolphins and I wanted to do that. But I soon realized that wasn't the case. And then I started delving into healthcare and realized I was really interested in that. In high school, I sought after a lot of opportunities that would set me up to kind of gain exposure in the medical field. So one of those things was I did an internship in India where I was on a pediatric cardiology ward and I really enjoyed doing that. I've also done a couple of internships with orthopedic medicine and orthopedic surgery, and I was the president of my high school's HOSA chapter. So I was actually in India when I got the call from Dr. Pence that I had been accepted in MSAP.
Dr. Pence, MSAP calling, please call me back. Bye. At UAB, it's a great opportunity because good undergraduates use medical graduate professors as their research mentors, which is not available in most undergraduate colleges. Theoretically, have the freedom to do different things and not be in such a pre-med grind.
Essentially, I had just gotten accepted into medical school as a 17-year-old, and at that point, I thought that undergrad would kind of be a breeze, just like a formality. Just a couple weeks at UAB, my freshman year, I realized that undergrad would not be a breeze, and I had to put in a lot more effort than I originally thought I would. I realized that a lot of upperclassmen MSAP students had a lot on their plates. They were conducting multiple research experiments at the same time. They were involved in international scholarships, global health efforts, and it really showed me that I would not be able to get by on just doing the bare minimum. Not to mention, on top of all these extracurriculars, we were still expected to get a 506 on the MCAT. With the right amount of time put into it, I don't think it'll be too much of an issue, but it is always something that's going to be hanging over my head until I get my score back.
You go on probation for a year once, and if you still fail to meet the minimal standards, you are out. About 10% of students don't make it.
I think the pressure of being an MSAP definitely motivates me to do more, maybe a little bit too much more, but it's definitely a pushing factor.
There's two kinds. There's one that kind of coast into UAB, and there's others that really great schools cherry pick. The conditional admission allows some people to say C's equal MD, I'm not going to kill myself, whereas other people are striving to get into a better medical school or their home state medical school, so their feet has to be kept to the fire.
I think the bar is set pretty high just because we expect ourselves to be perfect in every class. We expect ourselves to be involved in every organization and campus and multiple research opportunities and apply for national and internationally competitive scholarships and programs. I feel like the pressure to get into medical school is really high right now just because MSAP has made it an expectation and not an aspiration. Everyone else is trying to prove to medical schools that they belong there. MSAP students are trying to prove to themselves that medical schools made the right decision in accepting them. I deal with impostor syndrome by telling myself that I'm doing the best I can to be involved in as many things as I can, and that there's still more time for me to pursue opportunities that I want to.
Know that almost every other student feels the same way, and that it will probably get worse. In medical school, virtually no one feels competent before they take the boards.
At 17 years old, I honestly don't believe I should have gotten a medical school spot, but I think that during the course of my undergraduate years that I will live up to the potential that the medical school saw in me. Even though I still have about another 6 years to go until I earn the title of being a physician, I believe that UAB has given me the opportunities and exposure to healthcare which will allow me to succeed in the field.
They turn out pretty well. especially the ones that go out to like places like Hopkins and Penn and Harvard. I mean, I have pretty good relationships with many of the MSAP alumni, and they seem pretty content. In some ways, they feel that they got more of a knowledge about medicine in MSAP than in med school, if you can believe that.
I know that I have a passion to help others, and if I continue on my current track, I know that I will be able to do that through medicine.